Welcome everyone to this Wednesday evening flow class. We will be starting off in a seat, so find a comfortable position, and I will get our music going for tonight. So adjust yourself so you're comfortable. Let's start with a few deep breaths. Inhale, nose. Maybe lift your shoulders. You could squeeze your face to your hands. Exhale, mouth. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift, hold your breath. Squeeze, exhale out your mouth. Last one. Feel the tension in your body, especially in your shoulders, especially in your face. Feel it, and then let it go. And then add a few movements here. Shoulder rolls, inhale, nose, exhale, mouth. Each exhale, a chance to let go of some tension. And then something for your neck. You can go side to side. Maybe you go drop your chin. Inhale, look up, chin up. One ear to one shoulder. Go slowly in these neck movements. Or you can just circle your neck. Find what feels best. Soften your jaw, your eyes. If you're circling, change your direction. Keep tuning into what tension you can relax out of your face. Okay, great. And then as you come up to center, just pause a moment, notice. And let's wind out the legs, release the legs. So go ahead and shake out your legs, stretch them out however feels good. From your hands being behind you or your elbows, windshield wipe your knees side to side. You might even move intuitively with your eyes closed. Tune into the music. Letting it not just be background music, but let it flavor your practice tonight. Feel free to pause the pose for a moment on each side. Feeling an opening in the front of your thighs. In the flow style of yoga, we use muscle contraction to help the stretch. Switch your sides. And if it feels good, you could release your head back. Thanks for turning on your video. It helps to see somebody. I have never taught a class with everyone's video off, so thank you. I can be a little more tuned in. Okay, and then we're gonna just gradually, here on the elbows, if you're on your elbows, we're going to lift and drop our hearts. So inhale, lift your heart up, press into your elbows, and exhale, melt your upper back. Find a rhythm that feels good. On the exhale, it's like your upper back is a little hammock dropping down. And on an inhale, it lifts up with the wind of your breath. And then we're just gonna lower all the way down and do moving bridge. So adjust your feet. You could scooch them in a little more. Slowly roll your hips up as you roll your arms up. As you exhale, roll your hips down, your spine down. Let your arms drift down. And do 3 more in your own style. Maybe you do 1 arm at a time and get a neck stretch. Bringing your breath and movement to synchronize. Bringing your awareness into your body. And the next time you come up, keep your arms up. And we're going to pulse the hips up and down just to invigorate our glutes and hips. So squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your pelvic floor, but breathe naturally. Long, slow breaths as you pulse your hips up and down. And then next inhale, really lift your heart, shift your weight to the tops of your shoulders. And then keep your arms up as you roll your spine down. From here, just scoot your feet out wide, knees knocking together. Keep your arms up or give yourself a hug for a moment. Let your low back just soften. Constructive rest pose. And in this pose, invite a slow, even breath in and out your nose. If you'd like, add Ujjayi breath, a little bit of sound, like you're fogging a mirror with your breath. And then open your arms. For a moment, it might feel good to bring your feet together, knees wide. Or change that, feet wide, knees together, and opposite arm on top for the hug. Okay, then you stay here longer. If you're ready to move again, hold your elbows above your heart and let your knees windshield wiper one more time, but this time let your arms move away from your knees. And your head can go either way, with your knees or with your arms. And again, you might choose to settle into that little hug with the feet wide, or feet together, knees wide, open arms, deep breaths in reclined butterfly. And what I find what helps me is to have a little muscle activation in butterfly. So I'm using my muscles to maintain the lift of my knees. If I totally drop, it's going to be an overstretch. And this is where we're tuning into moving into core work. So definitely just relax here if you'd like, if that's what you need today. Or use your muscles to lift your knees a little higher, hands behind your head, and inhale. And then exhale, flatten your low back, lift your head up. Inhale back down. Let's add a side to side. So keep your feet pressing, your knees just slightly lifting. Lift up and turn to one side. Come just hovering off the floor and go to the other side. And now back up to center. Lift forwards and up. And then on your next inhale, explore lifting up your feet. Feet off the floor, hover and press. Let your feet come back down and your head comes back down. If that felt good, try it again. So press into your feet, lift your head up. On your exhale, then inhale your feet up. Exhale your feet down. Inhale your head down. Exhale, head up. Inhale, feet up. Exhale, feet down. Inhale, head down. One last cycle. Exhale, flatten your low back, lift your torso, and then inhale, lift your feet. Exhale, feet down. Inhale, head down. Use your hands to help lift your knees and hold your knees. Draw them in towards the side so they're out in line with your hips. And just play here. Maybe you lift your knees a little higher and straighten one leg at a time. Maybe you do a happy baby. Just find what feels good in your legs. Maybe you do some circles. So a couple breaths, tune into your hips, your pelvis, your low back. Oh, now both your videos are on. Yay! So happy. Okay, now moving twist. So draw your knees in and squeeze them together here. Open your arms to a T, or for more challenge, what's this called? Cactus arms, elbows bent. And then exhale over to one side and hold. Use your muscles to hold. Shoulders root down, and your inhale brings you back up. Exhale over to one side as far as feels good. Use your muscles to pause. Inhale back to center. Stay with that or add on. So when you get to the side, straighten the bottom leg or both legs. Come up to the middle and then bend both knees. Go to the other side, straighten the bottom or both legs, and that straight leg will help you come back to the middle. As you keep exploring, maybe you go lower to the floor, maybe you stay higher away from the floor. Just tune into using your abdominals, your deep core muscles here. And if you'd like, you can lower all the way to one side just for the full nice deep twist. You may need to adjust your hips over to one side, or you keep with the strengthening version, just using your muscles, twisting with strength. Just will eventually meet by either rolling to one side to come up or roll back and forth to bring yourself all the way up. So either way you transition in the way that feels good to you. We're gonna take a moment to sit, just a moment. So you find that comfortable seat that works for you. I recommend sitting on a blanket so that your hips are not straining, so your low back's not straining. Find your balanced seat for a little bit more breath work. Okay, so we're going to do a whole bunch of different kinds of breathing, but for not that long. So we'll do everything about 5 rounds. So the first one, cover your right nostril with your index finger or your thumb. Your other hand, index finger and thumb touch on your knee. Inhale and exhale out of your left nostril for about 5 rounds. This turns on our right brain, the moon side of our bodies, the left side. Try not to rush, take your time for these 5 rounds. You could try 1 or 2 without your finger. Just mentally think inhale left, exhale left. When you get to 5, you'll exhale completely out the left side and switch hands. So you're going right into inhale right, exhale right. 5 complete rounds. Eyes can be closed. You could even imagine you're looking forwards or a little bit up. That helps, the eye position helps slow the thinking mind a bit, calm the thinking mind. So next time you exhale, we're going to switch for one more variation here. So as you exhale right, we're going to use the right thumb to cover the right nostril. We'll inhale left. Use one of your other fingers, maybe the ring, to cover the left, and exhale right. 4 more rounds. Inhale left, exhale right. Again, tuning into our right brain, resetting our mind to have a new perspective here. Get to that 5th round, you exhale right completely, and we switch hands again, and we'll inhale right, exhale left. So kind of at your own pace, take that transition to your left hand controlling the nostrils. Working the divine masculine within, the sun energy, just really balancing the Chandra, moon, with Surya, the sun. And you can use these different breath techniques very mindfully to help adjust your energy to what you need to manage your moods, your energy levels. When you get to that fifth one, you'll exhale left. And then just take a few slow breaths in and out both nostrils. So I'm going to have you either stick with this slow breathing for 5 rounds, or you can do a version of Kapalabhati breath, which is pretty powerful in and out the nose. Maybe you do 20 rounds, 30 rounds of this, and it would be like this. So if you know Breath of Fire, it's a little more active version of that. Otherwise, you stick with that slow breath. So up to you. Slow, steady breaths or those rhythmic, belly pulsing, powerful, energizing breaths. And when I do the energizing breath, sometimes I find it helps open my eyes and look at the floor. If you've done, once you've gotten to 20 or 30 of those Kapalabhati or Breath of Fires, you'll finish with a big inhale and hold and squeeze your pelvic floor. And then we all join in with a final few slow breaths just to observe our pranic levels, life force energy, feel it moving within. Great. Take one more deep breath wherever you are. And then with this song that's a little more drummy, we're going to move to our hands and knees and take the next minute to move however you want through cat-cow. Maybe with these nice drum beats, you get into your hips. The other option is you can give your calves a little massage. So you might do a quick down dog just to notice how tight your calves are. And then if you know the bone saw, you go into that. So right shin massages side to side your whole calf from Achilles to behind the knee. It's a really great song to do that too. And then you can use your weight. You place the middle or more top of your shin behind your knee and sit back for a few breaths, and you just keep on adjusting your shin to work out the connective tissue in your calf. There's nothing better to open your calf muscle as far as I know, my own experience. So you're either doing this fun little releasing technique or you're playing with your spinal movements in hands and knees. And this little exercise with the calf, you can do it quite quickly. You can take several minutes per side. For tonight, we'll probably just do about a minute per side. You can go through the whole length of your calf about 2 times or 1 time. And then maybe you go to down dog again just to check it out. Just to notice the difference. Does it seem like the side you just did, that heel might go down way more? If you were doing the calf exercise, switch sides. If you're doing the spinal movements, maybe you rest in child's pose. If you're doing the calf ones, first you do that side to side like a little cricket making its legs sing, or sometimes they call this bone saw. You're loosening up things with that, and then you apply the deep tissue massage, basically, the pressure here. Your shin bone is a massage tool. Your weight applies that pressure. You might use props, hands under, hands-on blocks. And just take your time to move your shin down your calf. Keep tuning into the music as a way of moving through the tension. Nice deep breaths. Letting the energy move like the music. And the reason I keep on bringing up the music is that it's easy for us to just let the music become a distraction. So if we welcome it to be part of our practice, it deepens our practice. When you feel complete with your calf work, do a down dog to notice the difference. And then pause in your down dog a moment, root into your hands, your knuckles, fire up the quads. It's a cue I always forget to mention, but the more we can turn on the fronts of the thighs, the more the backs of the legs can open. And I know for me, my back rounds a little when I'm doing that, so you might sometimes bend your knees and just re-lengthen your spine, and then keep that lift of your sitting bones and just straighten one leg at a time. Okay, good. And then let's lower back to hands and knees. Take a rest in child's pose. Find your favorite child's pose expression. Sometimes it can feel really good to invite some shoulder opening. Arms can walk to one side. One arm could lace through. Explore. And again, maybe you're just moving a little bit and shifting with the music. Doing more of a dancing practice. That could be your practice today or not. Take the next couple breaths to even out your both sides. And when you feel complete, we're going to make our way to one more little core thing here. Forearm plank. So steady your forearms, your knees could be down, and then you want a little more straighten one leg and make that one leg super strong. And then if you want more, you straighten the other leg and breathe. Draw in your ribs and pubic bone towards one another, towards the spine. And then lower slowly to Sphinx pose. Adjust your elbows forwards if you need more space for your low back. And inhale, Sphinx. Scoot your elbows under your shoulders to come back to forearm plank. Slowly firm your navel up to your spine to lift. And then straighten the other leg that you didn't straighten first last time. Straighten, get strong press into the ball of your foot. Stay there or lift both knees. Breathe. Maybe look forward, smile, good, and then lower down. Rest in crocodile with your forehead down or Sphinx pose. And if your shoulders are tight today, notice if it feels good to look over at your right heel and then turn and look over at your left heel. Firm your belly, and we're gonna shift all the way back to this little half dolphin with the elbows down and knees down, or full dolphin with the hips up. And this is an amazing therapeutic pose for the shoulders, so the more active your fingers can be in dolphin, the more you're gonna feel that stretch in the shoulders, that muscle activation. Good. Maintain your posture for 3 strong breaths, whether it's the gentler one or the more challenging one. Good. When you're ready, take your time, come back to your hands and knees, and just make your way to the top of your mat. Half lift on an inhale. And if you want a more modified practice today, maybe find a shelf or a desk or a table and be here in this L-shaped pose for a bit. That's very therapeutic, especially if your low back is tight. Otherwise, you might move between a forward fold and a half lift at your own pace for a few breaths. So find what works for you. This could be, we're still sort of warming up into our body, so just kind of notice what feels good. Maybe you sway side to side. And then take the next few breaths. Come up to standing. Again, you can give your shoulders a roll or two. Great. Great. We're going to do that sequence that I talked about. So we'll start with our arms lifting up. Oh, and then just take a moment, if you haven't already, connect in with your intention. whether it's a word or a feeling, ground it into your body. And now we'll start to move. So inhale, lift your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees, fly your arms like airplane wings by your sides. Option one, little bit more stability, is just a warrior one with the right foot back. And then you'd lift your arms. Option two, a little more challenging with the heel up. So either a lunge, high lunge, or a warrior one. And then maybe even before you lift your arms, just touch your belly. Make sure it's engaged. If you're in warrior one, your hips don't have to be square. So just double check in. Firm the belly. Turn your ribs forwards. Nice, happy arms. And it'll be a little more challenging if you are in the warrior one, but we're just gonna sweep our left arm back, maybe even touch the back leg, or just reach your arms like a warrior two arms. And if you want more, hands can come to your heart and turn, or maybe lift that back heel. You could always lower your knee and go into a deeper twist, the elbow to knee twist. So we'll explore that for a couple breaths. Maintain strength in your belly. Focus your eyes. Beautiful. And your back leg is like how we had it in the forearm plank. It's super strong. On your next inhale, slowly unwind your arms back up to the sky. And just with nice slow breaths, we're gonna let the back heel drop down again, but this time you're opening your hips to more of a warrior two. So settle in here, add your own personal flair. Maybe you do some little moving of your arms to get your shoulders. Maybe you hold your elbows behind you. Just take a moment to play around here. Or for some folks, you might just be in stillness in your warrior two. Okay, good. Then we're gonna straighten the front leg for a reverse triangle pose. Although there's a fun option you can try today if you've never done this one. I learned it the other day. It's called Sky Archer. So your right hand holds your left wrist like this, and then you're leaning towards your back leg. And if you want even more, you lift your front toes. So lean back, lean over to the right, and then triangle pose. So let your left hand come to your leg or your block, and your right arm, whatever feels good, straight up. Find length, get strong in your legs. Maybe you let your neck go. Deep, slow breaths here. Strong, lifted kneecaps, strong quads. Okay. On your next inhale, bend your knee a little. As soon as I bend my knee, I feel a really good stretch. And then we're gonna come up. And one option is just to turn into horse stance, and you just stay in horse stance. You could have hands at your heart, or you can play with side to side, which is so wonderful. I love going side to side, and I just kind of twist over to one side, or my hands sometimes will come to the floor. So just take a couple more breaths. Find whatever feels good. This is a very yummy pose, very lovely for our hips. Okay, great. On your next breath or two, we're gonna go back towards our warrior two with the left toes facing the left. Connect into your belly strength again. Arms open. Reverse warrior now. So lean back. Your back elbow could even bend behind you. And just open up. If you want a little more back bend, look up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And then side angle, forearm to thigh, or for more core strength, root your arm inside your calf muscle and knee, and let the top arm either lift up straight up or up and over, so it's a little more core posture. But sometimes you may want to just let it be more gentle. You can even add some movement for this first round. Root into your feet. Stay connected into your belly. I'm going to keep reminding you because it's so easy to forget. And then let your next inhale bring you up to your warrior two. And then on your exhale, you just cartwheel your arms down and go through whatever little sequence feels good. Maybe that's, maybe you come into the lunge and you shift back to a hamstring stretch. Maybe you lower to your belly and do cobra. So take the next few breaths to do whatever feels good. Nothing off limits here. It's your practice. Use your props if you have them and need them and think they would help you. Good. Take the next couple breaths to make your way back to the front of your mat. You can find your halfway lift and your forward fold. Just we'll do that on the other side nice and slowly. So with as much focus as you can, make your way back up to standing. You might sweep your arms out and up. Pause a moment in mountain, reconnect to your breath, your energy flow. Remember how we did that breath work when we tuned into the way the energy was moving within? Can you tune into that now? Maybe inhale nose and exhale mouth. So when you're ready, we're going to do that on the other side. So inhale your arms up to the sky. Bend your knees, airplane arms, and we'll step our left leg back this time to the high lunge with the heel up or the warrior one. Hands might connect into your low belly. Feel your core engage. Tailbone down a bit. Ribs forwards, arms lift. Line yourself up just like you're just internally connecting in, checking how everything's doing. And then you start to move towards that twist. Maybe you lift the back heel now. You can just open up your arms like warrior two, but maybe with palms up. Hands at your heart. Stay here. Or if you did elbow to knee, do that here. Elbow hooks outside your knee. You can always lower the back knee down to take the balancing a little bit more out of the equation. From your belly and twist. Your eyes help you keep your balance. Use your leverage. Knee to arm, arm to knee. Can you soften some of the efforting? Carefully unwind, lift your arms and open up towards your warrior two. Take your time to get there. Heel to arch alignment. And then you might have added some movement here, so just kind of play with what you might have done before. It's okay if it's something slightly different. Settle into this shape of your body. Maybe get your block ready near your right shin or ankle, and then straighten your front leg. Reverse triangle, just lean back towards the left, or hold your right wrist. Lean left, lift your right toes. Or not, you could just skip that part. And then triangle pose. Reach out over your shin or your block. Root from feet to hips and open up. Find the subtle openings. Breathe into them. And maybe let your neck relax if you did that before. Soften your jaw. Steady breaths. So often when I'm in this pose, I'm like, wow, I forget how lovely this pose is. Slowly rise up. Horse stance or whatever feels good. Maybe it's a forward fold. Feel free to hold your strap or interlace the fingers. So again, those about 5 breaths to explore what feels good to you. Maybe someone on the recording, you want to do a headstand. That's fine. Just really connect in with what's going to be supportive and soothing. Sometimes I do eagle arms in this pose and circle the arms. That always feels good. So connect in and breathe. Ujjayi breath. And then at some point, you'll come up. Turn towards your warrior two again. Right toes turn out, and then reverse warrior. Lean back. Maybe you bend your left elbow behind. You can look up for a bit more heart opening and find the support of your lower abdomen. Squeeze inner thighs. Slow breaths. And then transition to your side angle. So arm pressing inside your inner leg, that can be very strong. Or just a nice relaxed forearm. You can have the top arm moving. Just find what feels good. Find what you did on the other side. Beautiful breaths. Okay, good. Slowly on your inhale, come up. Just at your own pace, we will go on down. Maybe you do the lunge, the hamstring stretch. You can shift your hips back to half splits. Just move through your own little flow. Somehow the time in this class got away from me. I can't believe it's already the time that it is. So we're going to explore doing that just one more time on each side, a little bit faster. So whatever you need, maybe a flow. We'll meet at the top of the mat, so take your time to get there. We're going to be exploring doing those sequences, that sequence, 1 or 2 breaths per movement. You might get your blocks ready. And if you want to go slower or maybe skip some of this, maybe you stay and just go slower in a couple postures, just go at your own pace. So if you're joining me for the 1 or 2 breaths per sequence, inhale your arms up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, bend your knees, airplane arms. Inhale, right leg back, high lunge or warrior 1, arms lift. 1 breath to your twist, whatever twist. Maybe you do the easier, gentle one or elbow outside. On your next inhale, arms slowly rise up. Come back to warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. Reverse triangle to triangle pose in your own way. Maybe you lift the front toes, the sky archer. And your exhale takes you to triangle. Find your way to your horse stance or your goddess pose, however you want to feel into it. And back to warrior 2, facing the left. Reverse warrior to side angle at your own pace. Move with your breath. Just for time's sake, instead of going through a flow, we're going to come back to the warrior 2. You'll turn your back heel up, step forwards, or enjoy a balancing pose like airplane. Stand or maybe lift your knee in and shake it out. Notice the difference between sides. How did it feel to do that sequence slowly and then more quickly? Inhale nose, exhale mouth. Okay, finishing up for the other side. Breath by breath. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, airplane arms. Bend your knees to chair. Connect to the strength of your belly as you step your left foot back. High lunge or warrior 1, arms up on an inhale. Twist on your exhale, whatever kind of twist. Maybe take an extra breath here to go deeper if you did before. And let your inhale bring you up to your arms reaching and open to your warrior 2. Reverse triangle to triangle. Straighten your front leg, lean back. Triangle pose. Horse stance, whatever expression, just for a breath. Back to your warrior two, and then reverse warrior two, side angle at your own pace. Your front knee stays bent. The more supported pose or more core working pose. And then from here, we'll just make our way down to the floor. So again, one more time here, find what you need. Maybe it's the just taking a moment in crocodile. You can windshield wipe your feet. Maybe it's something else. Just take a moment, find what you need here as we start to slow down our practice. Tune into your breath, your belly. So feel free to add some active pose such as a Sphinx, Cobra, or a back strengthener. You might interlace your fingers or get your strap and lift. Or maybe you're just staying in this crocodile pose and tuning deeply into your low back. You could go into a child's pose as well. Letting everything settle a moment. And then we'll make our way to our back. So you could just flip on over, or you might go to a child's pose or a down dog, and then scoot yourself to your back. If there's any last things you really want to do, for example, if you're like, oh, I love to do thread the needle twist, maybe you do that on each side real quick, or there's something that you're really needing in your practice. Maybe you want to do bridge with a block or plow pose. So basically just giving you some space so you can get ready to come to Shavasana in the next couple minutes. Working on the hips, you may want to do a quick pigeon pose. If you're already on your back, maybe after your bridge, you could come down and do a window stretch, which is like the lying down version of pigeon. It feels so good. So you could pick maybe the right ankle, place it on your left knee, breathe, hold behind your left leg. Maybe you add some movement. You can straighten and bend your left leg, point and flex your foot. Let that same shape, your knee and ankle, come down to the floor for a pose sometimes called sleeping pigeon. Or you cross the legs and go into a deeper twist. Just find what feels good. Explore a little before switching sides if you did window stretch or pigeon. What feels good in your body and your low back and hips. Window stretch, straightening and bending your right leg, pointing and flexing your foot. Feeling your body sinking into the floor a bit. If you did anything to either side, maybe you let your legs go over to the floor on one side. Cross your legs, giving more of a twist. Just finish off your explorations, and in the next minute we'll meet in Shavasana for a short yoga nidra practice. Just allow a moment to tune in, to scan your body. Feel into your low body, your feet and legs. Just let them be heavy. Really feel your right foot and leg from right foot to hip. Just slowly let your awareness move into your right leg so it can feel heavy, so it can drop and release with gravity. And at the same time, you might find some awareness in your face. Can you soften your jaw as you soften your right hip, for example? Just intuitively letting the weight of your right leg sink down. Maybe imagine you're breathing a little bit in and out of your right leg, like from your sole of your foot. Perhaps you go all the way from the sole of your foot to your hip, to your right side body, right arm, right nose, right nostril, right side of your face. Just play with that for a few more breaths, tuning into the right side of your body, unwinding. Right neck, right jaw, right eye, right nostril. It's like what we did before, breathing in and out of the right nostril. See if you can do that without your fingers. Inhale right, exhale right. Notice how the right side of your body might feel very lit up. How does the left side feel? Let's move over to the left leg and foot and take all the time you need to bring sensation into your left hip, knee, upper leg, lower leg, foot, toes. Just this sense of letting go, getting heavy, dropping, releasing. And at the same time you're relaxing your left leg, tune into your jaw. Your left arm. And then perhaps you imagine you're breathing in through your left nostril. Or imagine you're breathing in through your left foot, left nostril, up the whole left side of your body. And then from the top to the bottom, back out your foot. So in your own way, no exact rules, just tuning into the left side of your body and left nostril breathing. And feel for a moment as you're breathing in and out of the left nostril, you're lighting up your right brain. Let that go and feel your breath through both nostrils and just tune into your whole body relaxing. Relaxing and being heavy with gravity. And just as though you could write your intention, write it somewhere on your heart or your forehead. Imagine that you're handwriting it, ingraining it in this energy center of your heart or your third eye, for example, or anywhere that feels right. if you ever don't know what to say for an intention, you could just say, I am at ease, or I am content, I am relaxed, whatever it may be. That can be that simple. We're going to play a little bit with our breath. So we'll tune in to the left nostril and just mentally think, inhale left and exhale right. And you can add on fancy things here. Maybe you imagine you're breathing from your left sole of your foot up to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale right, let the light go down the right side of your body, down and out your right foot. So have fun with this for a few rounds. You can visualize your breath moving like light or a certain color. You can add all kinds of fun visuals to this. A crystal going up your body and back down. A crystal hovering above your body. Just find what feels right. Basically just an inhale left and exhale right, and no judgment if it doesn't quite work that way in your breath. Just awareness, kind of energy moving up on the left and down on the right, even if the breath doesn't follow. Just having a little fun, getting into a little bit of playfulness, effortlessness. After your next round, just let go a moment and be in an effortless, floating space. Take a moment to surround your body with something that feels protective. Maybe a golden egg, or you draw a golden line around your body. Just find what feels right for the moment. Like a snow globe of protective rainbow light. There's lots of ways we can create an energetic boundary so that we can be in our own energy. Let's try that breathing on the other side. So you'll just mentally inhale right and exhale left. And it helps to mentally say, inhale right. Feel the breath going in the right nostril. Exhale left. It can be that simple. Or you've imagined you're pulling up the light, the breath, through the right sole of your foot, up to your crown. And as you exhale left, go down from your crown to out your left foot. Inhale right, exhale left. And notice as you breathe in the right nostril, you're lighting up your left brain. The sun energy to meet your intentions with enthusiasm. Again, you can play with those little extra visuals, a crystal moving above your body, the color of light going through inside the body. In a way, we're cleansing ourselves. We're cleansing the nerve channels, the nadis, so to speak. We're cleansing our energetic bodies. And then you just let go of all effort for a moment, feeling a sense of being held, being supported in this energetic shield that you are resting within, whatever you visualize for that. And as you breathe through both nostrils and light up your whole body, tune in once more to your intention, or just receive an encouraging phrase or an intuitive message. Maybe there's a part of you that needs a little bit more love today. So tune into that part now. What would be so soothing for that part of you to hear? Our fun little intuitive yoga nidra is now complete, so this could be a time that you just rest in awareness and stay laying down, or you invite yourself to deepen your breath and add little movements in your fingers and toes. Stretch, twist. Maybe you rub hands and feet to ground your energy. You could roll to one side. And this is also a really nice time to notice how it feels to move back into silence. We don't have the music anymore, just sort of allowing the music to, again, be just another layer of our experience. And when it's gone, what can you then notice more of? Maybe you notice more background sounds. Maybe you can feel even more present, using it as a tool. And then if you are seated, we'll just finish with sweeping our arms to the sky, hands to our hearts. We'll end with 3 ohms today, and let these wonderful sounds be a way of just closing the practice with intention. So you can dedicate each one to yourself, another person in the world, or however you want to do that. Inhale deep. Om. 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 And bow towards this light that's in your own heart and in each other's hearts. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording.